Welcome to the Do Something Indie Show. My name's John Schmitz. I'll be your host. And I just want to take a second and tell you thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing with your friends. And our audience is growing. And I think that's because we're featuring people that are doing good things. And tonight's show is not only one example of one person, but three people that are doing good things. They're teaching kids how to read through a program called Reading Boot Camp. And let's take a look at this clip, and you can tell me if these ladies are crazy or not, but they were a lot of fun. Enjoyed this interview. So let's take a look at it.
Wig is so straight.
I know, it's flat.
Usually she's an unchained wig.
Normally I have a bird's nest.
We went to college
and
together.
my birds are flying around going, where's the nest?
Where'd you-
Where's the
We
nest?
went
Where'd
to
you go to school?
ISU.
Oh,
we
Indiana
had so
State.
much fun. We
I know.
did, but we hadn't seen each other for ages
I
till
know.
about 3 years
So
ago.
what years were that?
Oh
We're
my
the same
gosh.
age, 78. Or
Yeah.
no, we graduated in 83, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah, I
79,
graduated
83.
80 from high school.
Yeah.
Went to Vincennes for 2
We're
years.
older
And
than you.
And we're
then
older
went
than
to-
you.
Older women.
probably
It's okay.
smarter too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, what I'll do is I'm going to introduce the show, and then I'll ask you a couple questions, and it'll go. You guys will be good. And I'm definitely asking about this video that you have.
And
out
where's
there.
this get published?
You
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's
Oh, really?
Facebook Live.
It's,
Okay.
well, it'll be a Wednesday. It'll be next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
so
gotta have a party.
because we have the training that time. So
See how this all worked out?
Yeah. No, just
These
Yeah,
are my
so-
two friends that just go along with everything.
I know.
Just kinda
You just
show up.
drug me here and show
They're
up.
great.
It's like,
They're great. They're
no,
great.
this is going to be on the Playboy channel, so you'll probably have to take off some tops and things and all that. But
I'd take my pants off. Mine are down to my knees.
all right, wow, this is going to go well. I can already tell. So
How do you know when that's on?
it's on right now.
No, wait a minute. Do it. Hey, you ever seen Diamond and Silk? Those two black guys.
I know you're talking. Yeah.
We
You
do that. We got the
You
white
guys are
version.
a walking blooper film.
We got the white version because she
We
does
are.
that and we go,
Okay.
No, girl,
Those
no.
kids need some
no.
phonics.
Get
Need
on
some
up in here. They
phonics.
need some phonics
Oh,
up
and
in
the
here.
cursive
girl.
handwriting. Some
I
cursive
wasn't worried
handwriting.
about y'all being exciting and
We
interesting.
could dress
So
up like that for one of your
Okay.
interviews.
Do you want to see my shoes? Shoes, bad boys.
yeah, you can show the shoes.
They're international.
I want you to stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance today.
See what page
to
you're on.
Brazil.
Wait, yeah.
So okay, now.
We're gonna be serious.
No, you don't have to be serious. It's supposed. This
Okay.
is sort of a fun show.
Okay.
So let me do the introduction, and then we'll get to it.
Okay.
Hi, this is John Schmitz for Do Something Indie, and I have a couple of sort of crazy guests in here today, but they are, as our show is, doing something good in the community, and we're here to talk about it. So tell me about some stuff here.
All right. Well, we're here to talk about Reading Boot Camp, which is an amazing program that we started. And right now we meet in Mecca, Indiana, which is a little tiny town over near Rockville. And it's an awesome free program for students of all ages. And our big thing is we teach phonics, phonics, phonics. And we have a great time. It's a blast.
I'm Shelley Campbell, and I've been friends with Kathy since 1984. And I have a foundation called Sydney Smile. It was started about 8 years ago when I lost my daughter. And Sydney Smile provides monies to buy the phonics books for Reading Boot Camp. And then I'm Kathy's sidekick a lot of times in helping not only sponsor, but helping with the different programs when she comes to the Indianapolis market.
Wow, and this program is been in existence for how long? That you've been doing it? I know it's probably been around a while, but how long have you been doing it? A little background.
Okay, well, I've been a teacher for 36 years, and I started this probably about 10 years ago, but it has evolved so much in the 10 years. Now we have, sometimes we have anywhere from 40 to 60 kids come on a Wednesday night, and we just fill them with phonics, a lot of patriotism, and it's all run by volunteers. So, yeah, we're very patriotic. And Shelley's got a patriotic
Show her
shoes.
the
Yeah,
shoes
show her
here.
your patriotic
Show her
shoes, Shelley.
Those are like,
How about
yeah,
that?
those are like,
Yeah,
that's
those-
serious
yeah,
business
that's
right
serious.
there.
That is.
We're very busy women.
Now you're located out in Mecca, Indiana, right?
Yep.
You're not from here. Well, where
But
are you from?
Well, I originally taught in Indianapolis Public Schools
Okay.
when I first got out of college. That was back in 1984. Grew up in Clinton, and then taught in IPS for 18 years. Loved it, loved every bit of it. Moved back to my hometown when my dad got sick, and then have been teaching over there at Riverton Park. But this that we do is outside of the system, and it's we do it in the summertime. We do it on Wednesday evenings, so it's outside the system, and we have volunteers, we have grandparents, grandmas, we have veterans that come and help us, elderly people. It's amazing, and it's a win-win for everybody, and it's a lot of fun.
But tell them why you started it. Tell them the Mercedes story in 1995 and how the DOE is not teaching our kids how to read.
Listen, the interviewer.
I know, that's it. Take off. You go, girl.
Yeah, remind them what the Department of Education is teaching our children.
Okay. I was a teacher for about 12 years, and I realized that I really didn't really know how to teach a kid to read because I had never been taught myself. So I kind of delved into the whole thing about what's going on with why so many children have problems with reading, and found out that we have a lack of phonics, which was the big aha moment, and what are we going to do about that? So I met a lady back in 1995 that's now 100 years old by the name of Mercedes Russo. She lived out in New Palestine, had a little school in her backyard, and I said, I just want to come over and see what you do. So I sat over there night after night and felt like I went to see the wise old owl on the tree who just had all this knowledge and imparted it to me. And I'll never forget the night I said to her, I said, well, Mercedes, when you're no longer teaching phonics to kids out here, what's going to happen to this? And she said, well, I hope that you'll carry it on. So I got the baton back in 1995 and been on fire ever since, and created Reading Boot Camp based off of her phonics program, and it's just been a blessing for so many reasons. And we really there's a lot of issues in education that I totally disagree with. I'm part of the system,
and I could be
Yep.
an advocate for this because I took the second grade twice because I couldn't read or write very well, and and it's like apparently I'm a late bloomer. But back then it would have been nice to have phonics because we didn't have that type of stuff. You either fit into the system or you didn't, and I'm anybody who knows me knows I don't fit into the system. But so what's cool about this is a Do Something Indie show. So why do we have somebody all the way from Mecca, that's way out east, no, this is actually west, here in Mars Hill? Because what are we going to announce today?
Well, we have a mission to plant reading boot camps all over Indiana and then eventually our country. And we've already planted one in Muncie. We did that last summer, just volunteers. We drove up to Muncie. We got a lot of people at the library trained. So here at Mars Hill, we're going to have a training next Saturday, which is the 25th, from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And anybody that wants to come and learn how to do this program, we want you to come. Anybody, all you need to do is
Show up
and want children to succeed. That you have no experience necessary, don't have to be a teacher. And we are going to show you how you can set this up in your own community. So we have a goal to get a reading boot camp established in every community. I don't want to say every county because we have kids from 5 different counties that come to ours. So I would say community based, and
Right. And if that's not enough for you, our local Domino's is going to donate pizzas for lunch.
Yay.
So they generally will donate enough pizzas for one of our events, and this is going to be our January event. So come have some Domino's pizza, learn how to do some phonics, and have some fun with some kids. We're expecting a good crowd for this, and it's going to be fun. That's one of the things about phonics. It's supposed to be fun, right?
Oh yeah, it is. Yep.
So,
If they want to get a kit, Kathy, so tell them, walk them through, if they want to get a kit, how many kids come to your house, and about how long it takes, and what kind of timeline would they have to put in place, and what kind of time would they need to dedicate. So what's the wrap up to getting a boot camp? So if I wanted to start a boot camp, I could start at my house, I could start at my church. Walk us through a little bit how that would, or what that would look like.
Well, next week at the training, we'll get into all the nitty gritties of that, but we will have this little kit for sale. And yes, here's our picture. And this is just kind of a starter kit, and it will have instructions in here how to set up your own reading boot camp. We also use a victory drill book, which is something that we will talk and we'll show you how to use next Saturday.
They've been published for how long?
The victory drill book came out in the 70s. Everything we use is old, good stuff that's been around forever. That's part of the kit. the other part of the kit, which is really the backbone of the program, this is the Smart Chart. And a lot of people who've never had phonics get scared when they see this because they think, oh.
I'm scared right
yeah,
now.
Are you
I'm
scared?
really scared.
Yeah, it's intimidating. But it's not. We just learn a little bit as we go. And this is kind of the backbone of the program. And this chart was actually created in the 30s by my friend Mercedes' mother, who created it.
Wow.
I know.
So this isn't just something you thought up on the way
No,
over here
no,
today.
no.
This is something that, has and it works.
Yes.
It works right. So now I've heard this rumor about this video that you all have done, and there's some characters involved. Now, me and Lisa do some sock puppet things that are pretty scary, but I mean, what's that all about?
Well, I made up a character named Miss Chalk Dust a few years ago, and Miss Chalk Dust is a retired teacher, and Miss Chalk Dust can really say some things. She doesn't really have to be politically correct.
Oh, okay.
And she doesn't have to worry about her job or, school board or anything. She just kind of tells it like it is. And then this summer, Miss Chalk Dust has a sidekick added to the show by the name of Little Cursive, because because cursive handwriting has been thrown to the curb in a lot of school systems. And I happen to see kids every day who say, I don't know how to write in cursive. I can't read cursive. So that's all part of Reading Boot Camp. We do that too. So our little characters that we have are just good ways to get information out.
Can we have a little demonstration?
Yeah, you're not getting out of here without a demonstration.
I
Now,
don't have my glasses.
Here, girl, you can borrow
Oh,
mine.
I can't. No, I need my little cat eye
No,
glasses.
you're all good. You're all good.
Now they won't recognize you with that disguise.
No, let it roll. Let it roll.
Let it roll.
Hi, Miss Mercedes. Remember me, your friend, Miss Chalk Dust, the school mom with charm? We're making a video for you today, Mercedes, because I've got two other friends who've joined forces to help me spread the good word of phonics across the United States of America. And here they are, right here today to say hi to you.
Hi, Miss Mercedes. It's so good to meet you. I'm Miss Expo Vapor.
Hey, Miss Mercedes. How are ya? Love ya.
Tell her what your name is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's Miss Cursive.
Yes. Miss Mercedes, I got a Miss Cursive joining the forces, and I've got Miss Expo Vapor, and they are going to help me teach phonics and cursive handwriting all over the place. I know. It is just the most exciting thing you've ever heard in your life. We are following in your footsteps, and Pauline Banks's footsteps, and everybody who's taught us all this great stuff.
And those are big footsteps.
Those are some big footsteps, aren't they? Yes.
Yes, Mercedes, but God bless you. You led the way. You blazed the trail. Thank you. Thank you.
Legacy. And what, are we carrying on the legacy?
Thank you, Miss Mercedes.
legacy.
We are carrying on that legacy.
On the legacy. Legacy.
No matter how we teach it, we're still teaching the same foundation.
So cutting out from Carmel, Indiana, it's little cursive. God bless you, Miss Mercedes.
And this Miss Expo Vapor. Thank you.
And you know me, the school mom with charm. It all started when I met you back in 1995, and we're still going in 2019. Bye-bye.
How was that?
A plus. If I'm grading, I'm a teacher too. It's an A plus, all the way A plus.
Well, that's great. So now we're going to keep going with Kathy here, but we got another guest that's going to explain what the training's going to look like. And you're going to get the bad dad joke.
I know.
You're going to have
I'm
to watch
not-
the show to get it, because we're saving that for Kim. I'm sorry,
Kim gets a bad dad joke?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't have so many. I just
Bad
give out bad dad jokes. I mean, I
Okay.
wish I had a
Okay,
fishing
you're
one
on.
that could be something about being hooked on phonics. So, I mean,
You know what? You'll think of it at 3 a.m.
Oh, I might
You
get.
will.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
think.
And if they can't make it, Kim's going to tell them how they can get the book. The
Oh,
box.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Positively.
Oh, yeah, we're going to. Hey, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
It's great
Yeah,
seeing you
nice
again.
to meet you too.
And now we're joined by Kim Thomas, and she's going to tell us some about the training that we're going to have this Saturday from 10 until 1, and free pizza.
Yep.
So, and you're one of the instructors, so.
Well, yes, I joined Kathy. It's been 20 some years ago. We became good friends, and at that time, our kids were in kindergarten together, and we met through clowning college, I think. And Kathy was telling me about some of the phonics things that she was doing, and our daughters were born about the same time in 2000. And at that time, she started saying, "Hey, would you come with me?" And I wasn't working outside the home at that time, so I traveled all around the state of Indiana with Kathy. She taught teachers how to teach phonics programs, the direct approach method, and I babysat our little girls, and I was a popcorn girl.
Yeah.
And then after some time, when my daughter went on to first grade, I ended up going back to work full time. But I continued to help Kathy, and then she moved on to from New Palestine out to Clinton again to be with her family, and we remained good friends. And at that time, I started tutoring students in my own home and at the library and so forth. Had some awesome opportunities. One of my favorite ones was a sophomore kid in high school who came to me. His mom called, and was referred by Kathy actually, and said, "Hey, this kiddo lives on the south side of Indy. His mom wants to talk to you. Can you see about tutoring him?" So I met with him at the library, and turns out he was a twin. Like a sophomore in high school, and he had a brother who had excelled beyond because he had an illness earlier in life. Long story short, we started at the beginning of the school year, and his reading skill level was really low, like below a third grader, and he really was very self-conscious. By March of the next year, he was reading college level, and I literally saw him come up off the chair in excitement at the library when I shared with him his progress.
Yeah, that's cool, and I think that's a lot of times what makes it worth it. You know,
Absolutely.
and it just takes one, right? It just takes one
Absolutely.
person. But this program, everybody comes along.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have some fun this Saturday.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about your background, though. Where are you from? Indianapolis?
Yeah,
or?
I'm from Indy. Born and raised here. Went away a few times. I'm an Army vet, so been back here raising my family.
I know you can't
and
tell us
taking
about
care
that
of all
because it's top secret missions, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was a medic. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been here most of my life, and as far as my background, I am a software testing manager for Indiana Health Information Exchange, and I've been there about 14 years. And I just like teaching people how to read and make sure that they know what's going on and how to take care of themselves.
And that's the kind of passion that we need now. What's it? You had a nickname. Now the other guest had a nickname, but you're like Susie Civics or what? What is this?
Miss Civics.
Miss
yes.
Civics. Okay, now why?
Well, Kathy was school marm with charm, Miss Chalk Dust, and we were all over at Shelley's house one day in the summer, and she told me that they had adopted little cursive for Shelley, and I thought it was cute. And I said, "Well,
I just want to know how much wine was involved in this meeting.
You know what? None.
Actually, none? Okay.
Just, none of us.
Just silly
none
on
of
your
us do
own.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
We're past that. That age is gone. So I said, well, they said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I think it's really important for children and adults to know about our government and how it works and those kind of things. And you run into people all the time, don't even know what the three branches of government are. So I was like, Miss Civics. So we just kind of came up with it, and there it was. So
That's like your own version of Schoolhouse Rock.
yes,
It is.
So-
Yeah, we need a math person. You want to be our math?
Yeah, you
person?
can be our math.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at math. I figured
All
it out
right.
today. So I mean, practical math, not
All right.
that
Well,
other stuff.
that's better than nothing.
So okay, great. Well, I'd want to tell everybody that hey, get to the Art Center, the Mars Hill Art Center, this Saturday from 10 until 1, and it's going to be fun. We have a lot of people that are going to be showing up. We got free pizza. There's just no excuse. And
Should be bringing hopefully bringing some kids too.
Yeah, you can bring
that
kids.
know how to do this, and we'll have some kids teaching the adults.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
all right.
Yeah. Just
All
never
right.
know. You never know.
You never know. Yeah,
You
never.
know.
You can teach old dogs new tricks.
Right.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I'm old dog. I'm gonna
Yes.
learn something. I need to learn me some phonics.
Yes.
Learn me some phonics. You see what I did there?
Hey, it's how you speak.
All right. Well, you are fortunate because you are going to get the bad dad joke. Okay. Because
awesome. I might come back with one. Yeah.
oh, hey, that's always welcome.
My son
now,
and my husband are always throwing them around.
yeah. Well, this is now. I make up all these jokes. I won't put that parameter on you, but that's sort of the deal. Because if somebody else made them up, they'd be pretty good. but so this one, it's just it's just a regular bad dad joke. So,
Okay.
Did you hear about the raindrop that couldn't hit the ground?
No, I didn't hear about the raindrop that couldn't hit the ground.
That's because it missed. Oh, see, she got it.
that's
You're
wonderful.
like, terrible.
Misty.
Missed. Because it missed.
That's because
Yeah,
I missed.
missed.
That would be ST, mist with
Yeah.
the short I.
Mist.
Mist.
Yeah,
we can mark that.
Okay,
Then we
maybe
can
that's
send
why I
that
did
out.
this one, so
Yeah.
I'd get corrected on the phonics on this thing, on how to spell. So,
Right.
hey, thanks for coming in, ladies.
Absolutely.
It's great. And we'll see you Saturday.
Yep.
Well, those ladies are a hoot. And if you can get out to the Mars Hill Art Center this Saturday from 10 until 1, you can not only get free pizza, but you can meet these ladies and try to help some people learn how to read. And it's also just some fun too. It's all about having some fun. As you can see, these ladies are fun. So let's see you this Saturday. And hey, thanks for tuning in. And remember, Indy, get out there and do something. See you next time.